Hey everyone, welcome back to When the Mask Falls. This is episode 28. I'm really glad if you're tuning in today. Before we dive in, I just want to take a moment to slow down for a second. If you're listening while driving, folding laundry, walking the dog, or finishing one more email before bed, or maybe you're even squeezing this in between 100 other things, I see you. Because if you're anything like me, rest isn't usually what you're doing. You're multitasking, always multitasking. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. This episode is about leadership, but not the polished, motivational LinkedIn version of leadership. Not the 5 steps to success version. This is messy, it's the human side, and it's the side that you're exhausted but still responsible. It's the side where you're juggling staffing issues, deadlines, personalities, expectations, and your own mental health load, all at the same time, while trying to remain calm and professional on the outside. And it's also about something I've been learning lately, the hard way. Just because you can carry a lot does not mean everyone else can. And expecting them to, now that is where you get into trouble. So, is it safe to say that we've all had one of those days where the chaos just ensues and your day goes on for practically 24 hours? Well, I haven't just had one of those days. It's been one of those weeks, a couple weeks, even up to a month lately, where I feel like I'm working around the clock 24/7. My calendar is consistently stacked with meetings back to back, multiple staff questions, budget decisions I have to make, emails certainly piling up for both work, the rescue, Rotary. Something's always breaking, someone's out sick, people are overwhelmed, and another task that I set aside for myself, because it'll only take me 5 minutes, definitely takes me longer than 5 minutes once I get in there. But somehow, I've still been handling it all. I answer all the messages whenever I can. It may not be right away, but I make sure to get back to everyone. Solving one problem while mentally preparing for the next. I switch gears every 30 seconds like it's absolutely nothing. And at some point, I even catch myself thinking, why is everyone else struggling so much today? But then I stop and think, because that's certainly not a fair thought and expectation of others. It's not kind, and honestly, it's not realistic. The truth is, my brain is wired for chaos. Some of us are just built that way. We can juggle 10 things at once and somehow still function. We don't necessarily like it, but we can do it. But that doesn't mean everyone else can, or should they have to. And sometimes as leaders, we accidentally set the pace for the entire team without realizing how fast we're moving. We normalize a speed that isn't sustainable. We say things like, it's quick or it's easy, just knock it out. But quick to us might feel overwhelming to someone else. Easy might feel fine for us, but confusing to someone else. And when we forget that, we don't raise the bar. We set in quiet panic mode. There's a difference between high standards and unrealistic expectations. And I'll be honest, I've definitely blurred that line before. Because when you're capable, driven, and used to figuring things out yourself, it's easy enough to think, if I can do this, they can too. But leadership does not work like that. People have different processing speeds, different learning styles, different confidence levels, different life stressors that you may know nothing about. And when someone isn't meeting expectations, it's not always because they don't care. Sometimes they're confused. Sometimes they're overwhelmed. Sometimes they're scared to ask questions because they don't want to look incompetent. And sometimes they just need more support than we realize. I've seen it happen over and over again. The same employee who looks like they're struggling suddenly thrives once you slow down, clarify expectations, and actually ask, what do you need to be successful? It's amazing what happens when people feel supported instead of judged. Pressure shuts people down. Support can build them up every single time. But here's the thing that nobody really prepares you for when you step into a leadership role. You don't get to have a meltdown, even when you want to. Even when you're so frustrated and feel like everything is falling apart. You still have to walk in with a steady mind. You have to be kind. You have to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. Because the moment you lose control of yourself, the whole team will feel it. Leadership is emotional discipline. It's biting your tongue. It's choosing your tone. And it's taking a breath before answering. It's remembering that how you show up sets the temperature for everyone else. Kindness isn't soft. Kindness is strength. And it takes way more strength to stay calm than to snap. And then we have the internal battle, the part that no one sees. And for me, this is a constant mental tug-of-war. The ADHD side of me can bounce from task to task like it's nothing. I can solve 10 problems in an hour and still want more on my plate. But that same wiring makes it hard to slow down to train someone properly. My brain wants to say, here, I'll just do it myself. It'll be quicker that way. But let's be honest, that is absolutely terrible leadership. Because doing everything yourself isn't leadership, it's control. And it will make you burn out fast. The anxiety creeps in when things aren't done on time. The depression shows up when that quiet voice says, this is your fault. You hired them. You trained them. You chose wrong again. And if you're not careful, you start carrying every team member's performance like it's your own personal responsibility. Like every mistake is proof you failed. But that's not true. That is just exhaustion talking. Sometimes you have to physically step away, write it all out, talk it through with your exec team, and get perspective. Because building a team is never one person's burden. It's a shared effort, always. And here is yet another uncomfortable part. Sometimes it's not about support. Sometimes someone just isn't the right fit. And although we hate admitting that, because we certainly want to be able to fix everything, we want everyone to succeed. But reality is reality. Some people interview beautifully and then under-deliver. Some people look average on paper but turn into the absolute most wonderful rock star. There's absolutely no perfect formula for this. But what I do know is one negative person can quietly damage an entire culture. Morale drops, energy shifts, good employees get frustrated, and suddenly you're spending all your time managing one issue instead of leading the team. At some point, protecting the organization and the rest of your staff matters more than just saving that one person. It's not harsh, it's responsible leadership. So, lately I've been trying to lead differently. Slower, more intentionally, more curious, and less reactive. Asking, how can I help? What is unclear? What support will help make this easier for you? I continue to give grace, give chances, but also be smart. Don't rush to decision-making in a hurry. Don't ignore the red flags. It's important to see the bigger picture. And I remind myself daily that I'm not trying to clone myself. Lord knows we don't need another one of me running around here. I'm building a team, different strengths, different speeds, and different styles. And that diversity is actually what makes the teamwork dream work. So, if you're listening today and you feel stretched thin, if you are carrying everyone else's responsibilities on top of your own, If you're questioning whether you're doing enough, stop, take a breath, and step back. You're not supposed to do it all. You're supposed to build something bigger than yourself. Support your people. Be transparent and always lead with kindness. Don't be asking others to do what you wouldn't do. You need to protect your culture. And when something doesn't work out, don't beat yourself up. Every wrong fit teaches you something, and every challenge sharpens you. And when the right person joins your team, it absolutely changes everything. It reminds you why you keep showing up, why you keep leading, and why it's worth it. Thanks for spending some time with me today. If this episode resonated with you, be sure to share it with another leader who might need to hear it too. Until next time, lead steady, lead kind, and remember, you do not have to carry it all alone.